Good morning and welcome to Phase 2 for education. My name is Mrs. Dunlap and I'm the virtual 4th grade teacher. So with Phase 2, one of the things that the school has purchased for our virtual students is this site called Edmentum. You can get into it by edmentum.com, and when you go to edmentum.com, you can just log in with Google. So what is Edmentum? Well, Edmentum is a site that's going to help students at their learning level. So what we did is we plugged in their MAP scores or NWEA, and based on their scores, they have a learning path, and it's going to help them if there's any gaps that they have in education. That's one of the things that Edmentum does. The other thing that Edmentum does, it gives assignments. Now, the assignments are things that I'm going to put out there each day. It could be math if we're talking about a specific skill. It could be a reading skill or a writing skill. Okay, so this is what your home page looks like. And again, we have access to math. We have access to language arts and reading. And over here are any assignments that I may put out there. Okay. With Edmentum, over here is our toolbar. So you see the home button, you see the learning path, assignments, we have tests, which we'll talk about later, and workbook I'll talk about later, and students can also earn rewards. All right, and there's reports. Up over here to the right, when you're done, you can log off. These would be any messages that I may send you. Okay, to be honest, I prefer just using our school email. And here is a great resource, which is Help Center. All right, so my requirement for Edmentum is that you're going to be in there for a full hour a day. You're going to spend 20 minutes in the math section, 20 minutes in language arts, and 20 minutes in reading. Now, the other thing you need to look at is to see if I have any assignments due. So this would be if I'm teaching, say, addition, subtraction. I might give you an assignment under addition, subtraction. If we're talking about verbs, I might give you an assignment under verbs. Okay, so some days it might be more than an hour. So the way virtual learning is playing out is I'm going to do mostly small group. I will have a couple sessions where it's whole group, and you will have gotten a schedule on this. And what's going to happen is if you're not scheduled to be in whole group with me or small group, then you should be in Edmentum completing these learning paths, 20 minutes of math, 20 minutes language arts, 20 minutes reading, and working on any assignments that are due. This is the first place to go for if you don't know what to do, okay? If you're doing whole group with me or small group with me, then you will pick up this later in the day. Okay, so just this is the one site that I want you to get used to going to consistently. All right, so let's look about what learning path looks like. Hold on one second. Okay, so how do you navigate this site? Okay, so the learning path, that's going to take you into the math section based on what you need, which was based on the MAP scores, or the language arts, again, based on the MAP scores, or the reading. Now, here's the thing to remember. If you didn't take the MAP scores, I just set you up as a 4th grader, and I may change based on how you do with this work. All right, so when you click into the learning path, you're going to see you have math right here. And you're going to spend 20 minutes here. And then if I click on this one, you're going to see that the learning path is for language arts. And if I click on this icon, it's going to show me your reading. Okay, and again, you're going to spend 20 minutes in each section. Now, each section is going to have 4 skills for you to work on. There's always a lesson, there's a practice, and there's a quiz. Now, the quiz is 5 questions, so you're going to have to watch a video, practice, and do a 5-question quiz. And then you're going to do this one. You're going to do the lesson, the practice, the quiz. And then you're going to come to this next skill, lesson, practice, quiz. And then this one, lesson, practice, quiz. Now, I don't expect you to get all of this done in 20 minutes, okay? Wherever you stop for the day, the next day it'll just pick you up where you were. All right. Now, what's going to happen is for these 4 skills, once you finish all of this, you're going to click this arrow and you're going to take a quiz on all 4 skills. So let me show you what this looks like. So here's a lesson for this first one. playing mental addition, and this is called foul play. And if it stops, over here is resume, so you just hit resume.
There are 2 eggs in this nest, Rosa. How many are in yours?
I have 11 eggs in my nest. How many is that altogether?
Let's add them.
I can do that. The order of the numbers doesn't matter. So I can add 2 plus 11 or 11 plus 2. They both have the same answer. I can start with 11 and count on 2 more. 11, 12, 13. We have 13 eggs altogether.
That was smart, Rosa. When one of the numbers you need to add is small, like 2, you can count on from the greater number.
Sten, look at these eggs. There are 7 brown eggs and 8 white eggs.
That's 15 eggs in all.
How did you know that so fast?
I used mental math to add. I broke one of the numbers apart so I could make a 10.
How did you do that?
Well, I know that 7 plus 3 equals 10. So I broke 8 apart into 3 plus 5. Then I added 7 plus 3 plus 5. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 10 plus 5 equals 15. 7 plus 8 equals 15.
So you're going to continue watching the video, and you notice each page, when it goes to the next page, it gets to darker blue. Okay, so you're going to finish watching the whole thing.
You can use whatever works best for you. For 8 plus 9, you could make it 10 by breaking 8 into 7 plus 1. Then you would add 1 plus 9 first to make the 10. 1 plus 9 equals 10. 7 plus 10 equals 17. Or you could make a double by breaking 9 down so that you have another 8. 8 plus 9 is the same as 8 plus 8 plus 1. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 16 plus 1 equals 17.
Wow, Stan, you really are an addition expert.
Okay, so all this is set up. It's a video that you watch, okay, and it's done in a cute little, cartoon way. And then after you watch the video, then you need to go back and do the practice. Let's see what that looks like. So the video's done, so we're going to click on Go Back to Learning Path. And notice how it says your work on this activity will be saved, because remember, whatever you do in this site, I can see what you're doing. I can see if you're watching the video, the entire video, or part of the video. All right, so we're going to click back to the learning path. And you're going to see right here, all right, we're under foul play. You can see that the lesson was done. So if it wasn't done, or you didn't get through the whole thing, it's not going to be the blue check. All right, so now we have to do the practice. Well, what does that look like? Well, here we go. All right, so here's the practice. And we're going to resume.
When you add numbers, you can use strategies like counting up, making a 10, and using facts you know to find a sum. When one of the numbers is small, such as 2 or 3, you can count up from the other number to find the total. You can break one of the numbers apart so that you can make a 10.
Again, these are what the video talked about earlier. Okay.
You can also break numbers apart and rewrite them as facts that you already know. Add the numbers. Enter your answer using the number selector. Add 8 plus 6.
All right, so on this one here, you would click the answer and then click Done.
Great! 8 plus 6 equals 14. Add 4 plus 7.
Okay, and again, you would use your numbers down here. Click in your answer and click Done.
That's right. 4 plus 7 equals 11. Add 7 plus 6.
All right, so as you can see over here, there are 12 questions that you need to do. All right, I'm going to stop here because I'm going to show you what happens. So if I go to the learning path, it's going to say your work on this activity will be saved. We're going to click yes. Now, what I will see is, and what you will see is that when you come back tomorrow or whenever, you would just have to continue that skill. And then when you're done with that, you would do the quiz. Now, after that, then you come to this next skill that you have to do, same thing. Okay, it's pretty easy. And again, so you're going to spend 20 minutes each day in math, 20 minutes each day in language. Now you notice here you just have a lesson, practice 1, practice here, and then a quiz. And then here's another skill. Let's talk sports. You got your lesson, your practice, your quiz. And then here you have your common tense, your lesson, which is your video, your practice, your quiz. And if you click into reading, again, you're going to, in this time, you have 3 different skills. You need to get through all of this in order to go to this next skill. Finish all that to go here. And when all of these are finished, then you would click on the next arrow in order to take the quiz. Okay. Notice how it says it's locked. It's locked because you didn't finish all of this. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you can't take that quiz on all of this until every one of these activities is done. Okay. All right, so that's 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, and 20 minutes here. Now again, sometimes I set up an assignment based on what we're doing. So if I click in my assignments, you're going to see over here, these are the assignments. All right, so let's just say I was going to do this one, Strictly Talented. Okay, I would click the open, and it's going to show me Strictly Talented. And again, you would have to do the start. Okay. And then you hit resume.
Wow, look how many votes I got in the...
Okay, and again, this is something I put out there for place value. You would eventually get to the very end.
To do that, I just need to put the smallest digit in the place with the greatest value.
And again, I know I'm
the
at
smallest
14.
digit is 2.
I'm on slide 14 of 14. When you're done watching, you would hit exit. And then you're going to have to do the next one. Okay, so there's different things that I'm going to put out in the assignment section. And again, sometimes it may be based, maybe you just need a little bit extra help on something, or maybe it's whole group that we're going to go in there. Okay, but this is the basic of Edmentum. Whenever you're not sure what to do, go to Edmentum. Okay, because I will be checking each day to make sure that you are on there and that you are, first of all, in your learning path and you're doing your math, your language, and your reading. And then if I put an assignment out there, I will make sure I put in Google Classroom that you have an assignment in Edmentum. All right, guys, I know this is new. Okay, it's new for all of my students. And within a week, week and a half, you're going to be a pro. All right, don't worry about it. We will get through this. If you have questions, always email me. All right, guys, I will talk more about this later in the week. Have a great one.